Okay, it says on my end we're live on Facebook, so I'm just going to give people a few minutes to find us. And while you might be finding us, on my end we're live on Facebook, so I'm just going to give people a few minutes to find us. And while you might be finding us, on my end we're live on Facebook, so I'm just going to give people a few minutes. Okay.
Yes, we are.
Are we live on Facebook? Good. Are you hearing me on your end, Irene?
Yes,
Marvelous. Marvelous.
clear.
So, if you're joining us, I don't know how many of you will be joining us on the replay versus how many of you will be joining us live. But if you are here live, please feel free to let us know where you're from in the comments. We are here to discuss the release of Proceso no Perfección, Process Not Perfection, en Español.
Beautiful.
Great. Okay, so Adeliz is here, I see, and a few other friends and people that we know. So excited to see you all, or even though we can't see you, it's nice knowing that you're there. So we're here for 5 o'clock Eastern. We will be getting started officially shortly, so feel free to settle in. Adeliz is saying hola. Joanne is joining us from California. We welcome you all very, very much. Okay, my friends. So, after many years of talking about it, discussing it, I'm happy to announce that the Spanish language edition of Process Not Perfection, Proceso no Perfección, now exists in the world. So this is my book, my Expressive Arts Manual, that was originally published in 2019. It was an amazing effort of various people related to Institute for Creative Mindfulness projects. And even at the time of first publication, my dear friend and contributor, Irene Rodriguez, said, why don't we put it into Spanish? Because Irene teaches this content to Spanish speaking students all the time, and it now exists, a publication of Creative Mindfulness Media, and we'll put all the ordering information in the links. Basically, wherever you're at internationally, the easiest way to do this is to go to the Amazon Marketplace in your country to get the best possible price. So, Irene, welcome and felicidades. Congratulations.
Oh no, to you, to you. Thank you for accepting my initiative of doing the project in Spanish. So I'm honored.
Oh, so
I'm really honored.
what was it like? Best you can describe it for us, translating such a large book in I mean it is your native language, but I know translation is always tricky. So help us understand what that was like for you.
I have to battle many of my negative beliefs.
Ah,
At the beginning was overwhelming, of course, not because I was just working on the translation for myself, for the groups that I was facilitating at the beginning, but now it's for real the book.
mm-hmm.
So yes, at the beginning was a lot of procrastination through the process,
Yeah.
feeling that I couldn't do it, overwhelming, and the struggle, especially with some words that
Mm.
weren't easy to translate, that perhaps grounding,
Ah,
enraizar.
tell us
Eh,
again the word you went with.
So grounding,
Mm-hmm.
be grounded, and we don't have that translation in
Mm-hmm.
Spanish. So enraizar, and for me was like weird. Enraizar is like be rooted,
Yeah,
like the roots of the trees.
I understood raíz as root.
Uh-huh.
So that's very interesting how you translate.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, we know you're from Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
and we know that the Spanish language is
Yep.
multifaceted and has dialects in different countries. So did you kind of lean into, like, what kind of Spanish did you use in the book? Puerto Rican?
I may need after let's see how the feedbacks of the books come. We may need to write an apology later
Oh,
about that.
or maybe our
But
Spanish
yes, I
colleagues. I don't know.
actually we talk about being cultural sensitive,
Right.
cultural humanity, and I found myself even like ignorant in that sense.
Tell us more.
I took for granted that my Spanish is the Spanish.
Okay.
So without perhaps keeping in mind that the word, let's say, yeah, even the English words that we use regular in Puerto Rico, maybe in South America, they don't use it. Or
Hmm.
even the friends from Texas that
Right.
also Spanish speakers, they are like, what that means.
Hmm.
So I have to be sensitive to that. I have some collaborations as well,
Hmm.
and other colleagues, especially EMDR therapists, that we were like back and forth,
Got
trying to figure out the best use of the words. And there are others that I just have it in Spanish, but also in English. And
it.
I
Yeah.
think that enraizar, grounded, is one of them.
Lovely. So tell us, what was your motivation? Why did you feel it was important to have this available in Spanish?
We start a group, and at the beginning of the pandemic, that was at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, something like that. And we used the book
Hmm.
as a guidance.
Nice.
We were meeting every day, Monday to Friday, for a couple of months, working through the exercises.
Hmm.
And some of the barriers that we found is the language.
Okay.
People, some of them wanted to work through the exercise, but they couldn't
Hmm.
because of the language.
Right.
And when I stopped doing the consultation, I mean, the groups, the collaborations, kind of most of the people of the group, they stop working through the process.
Got it.
And then that was the feedback, why we don't have the book in English.
Mm.
And many of the arts that we have in the book, the new and visual
Yes.
arts, the poems, are part of the work that we did through those, I don't know, 4 6 months
So
during the pandemic.
yes, I want to talk about this more because when I put together Process Not Perfection, which originally published in 2019, I really wanted to feature contributions
Yeah.
from people who came to my events and studied my work. And even part of my process in putting the book together was putting out some of the processes and practices to people and get feedback. And for people who submitted how they took it and what they
Mhm.
created with it, I asked people for permission to use their contributions in the book. And those still appear from the original English edition, yet
Mhm.
Irene curated a beautiful new collection of writing in Spanish, visual artwork from people who are native Spanish speakers. And so help us understand what that process was like, getting together some of that work.
Um, we talk about working on the visual journal in this umbrella of expressive arts. Just before getting ready to this live program,
Mhm.
I noticed that what we have really is a story of the work that we did together.
Nice.
Many of those, many of the collaboration, the people that we are going to see the pictures in the book, we become friends even before meeting in person. And some of them I don't even know them in person, and we consider each other friends. So collecting the pictures, even once again, the struggle with the language, how we managed to send the picture through WhatsApp, through email, getting to the website, and was a really a team effort, and going through the process was a really full, beautiful process of collaboration and sisterhood
Yes, I
as well.
enjoyed that very
Yeah,
much as the original curator of the book, getting to see new material.
yeah.
Because what I love about expressive arts is you can put out the same invitation in a practice
Mm,
to a group and get so many different things in return.
yes,
At a live workshop, you can put out so many different materials
yes,
on a table and see so many different things in return.
yes,
I just love the variety of it all.
yeah, yeah. And how we managed to connect, how we were able to hold the space for each other,
Hmm.
even through Zoom, that we were doing this everything online.
I
So
love.
even like changing the paradigm of the physical connection was not needed. Somehow was like magical and still happening. How we and hashtag redefine therapy,
Mhm.
how we've been really redefine the way that we hold the space for our clients and for ourselves.
That's
For me, it's been amazing and still amaze me
that's
when I work with the clients.
so, I've known you now for going on 10 years. It's
Yes,
really been a
September.
long time. It's almost
September is going to be
years.
10 years. Yes.
And I've seen, our relationship really started with dance and
Yeah.
EMDR. Yet have also witnessed how much visual art and writing has become a part of your process. And for those of you not familiar with expressive arts, by definition,
Mhm,
expressive arts is the willingness to work with all of it, to work with them in combination.
mhm.
So I think quite simply, my question is, can you share with us a little bit about what expressive arts has come to mean to you?
It's part of what I am.
Mm.
It's become part of my identity.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be without it. At times my niece usually call and say, Titi, what are you doing? Oh, don't tell me. Painting? Oh, dancing, listening to music. So it has become part of what I am.
Mm-hmm.
And that then has been translated to the work that I do with my clients.
I love it.
And as a result, I feel more joyful. And the way that I listen to music as well has become the way that I practice my religion, the way that I connect with my higher power, the way that I walk outside, and the first thing that I do is like look to the sky and
Mm-hmm.
just like wonder. So even my practice of mindfulness practice, be present, has been transformed because of the expressive arts.
Yes.
So yeah, is the way that I can describe it.
I have so many similar feelings about it's a thread that runs through my entire life
Yeah,
now.
translate. And I cannot put it apart.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's part.
So, Irene and I, in the new year, will be doing a retreat really along this theme of
Mhm.
we call it Life, the Path of Meditation,
Oh,
with
yes.
it, which is an invitation into all areas of life, our invitations to practice expression, our
Mhm.
chance to practice meditation. So, you can go to the front page of Institute for Creative Mindfulness if you're interested in that specific event. But if you like us and kind of our vibe here about what we do with
Mhm.
expressive arts, you may enjoy that day long retreat experience, which is coming up soon. So Irene, I'm wondering, I know I'm putting you on the spot. We didn't talk
It's
about.
fine.
Might you be willing to do a reading of one of the poems?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes. I love it. Let me prepare myself.
absolutely. Yes. Um, do you have any preference?
No, I would like you to surprise us.
Okay. So what about the your poem about how you started? Okay,
Oh,
the first poem that we have, is that okay?
yes. Oh, I would love
En
to hear
proceso.
Spanish.
Yes.
And
And for like being absolutely honest,
yeah.
I read the poem for first time when I was working through the translation.
Okay.
Okay, so it took me like 2 years, 3 years to read the poem. Uh, and I love it. And I think that the poem kind of present really what the book is about and the
Yes.
invitation.
Agreed.
Okay.
This is the poem for the background for everybody. I wrote this in 2017, and it really became the basis for what the book, which ended up showing up in the world in 2019, became about. So, Irene, I would love to hear the poem in
Okay.
Spanish.
Yes, my pleasure. Okay. En proceso. Obras de arte en gestación. A menudo se les llaman obras en cursos. Los lemas e inspiradores, los clichés exigen progreso, no perfección. Juzgamos a estudiantes y empleados con la métrica de un informe de progreso. Y si tuviéramos que cambiar cada uso del trabajo, progreso, con la palabra proceso. Y si las obras de arte, la que llamamos gestación, fueran en proceso, y si alentamos a las personas a centrarse en el proceso, no perfección. Y si nuestras métricas de evaluación tomaran el tono de informe de proceso, y si tuviéramos nuestras vidas en proceso, toda vida podría transformarse en un viaje de creación de arte, impulsado por el espíritu expresivo. Podríamos abstenernos de juzgarnos a nosotros mismos con tanta dureza y en cambio saborear lo desconocido, de lo desconocido y sí, incluso en nuestros errores, podemos descubrir una forma de ser. De lo que una vez etiquetamos fracasos, podemos descubrir una nueva solución, una nueva forma de resolver un problema, creando en el momento y sin forzar el panorama general, hasta que encontremos la esencia del significado.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Mm,
Thank you.
so beautiful to hear.
Mm.
I just want to sit with that for a moment.
Mhm.
So, Irene, what would be,
Mm.
a word of encouragement you would give? And you could do this in English and Spanish or both.
Mhm. Yeah.
To people who may be intrigued by the expressive arts but have been really kind of hesitant to step in and give it a go.
Yeah, just go back. See if you can flow back to the last time that you enjoy singing, painting, jumping, listening to music, and notice how that felt at the time. And ask yourself what is preventing you to feel that way again. And give yourself the permission just to explore, even before getting the book.
Mm-hmm.
Even before getting the book. And something that you stress over and over is that expressive art is not new.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've been painting, writing, telling stories all over. Okay, so what about if we go to the basic?
Mm-hmm.
We go to the basic, and that is something that you are curious about. Get the book and then follow the process, and the book is full of modifications that you can adapt.
Yes.
You can take your time, you can do it through the process. And something also important that I want to stress is like the book is based on trauma informed. So every activity, every process is intentional
Mm-hmm.
and has a reason to be in that way. But
Mm-hmm.
in the same way, we also have the permission to modify it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like it's a container to work by yourself or as part of any recovery process, therapeutic process. And for my Spanish speakers, date la oportunidad. Una de las cosas que realmente me motivó a trabajar en el libro, en la traducción en el libro, es los pocos recursos que tenemos en español. Así que el libro es una invitación, no es un libro de texto, es un libro de trabajo, ejercicios, es manos a la obra, donde nos invita a ir a un camino, un proceso interno de autodescubrimiento. Okay, thank you.
Super. Hvala. Hvala. That's just me speaking Croatian. This is my problem. I understand you, then I go to speak Spanish and Croatian comes. So
Mhm.
the joke is when Irene and I are together with my cat, Irene speaks to the cat in Spanish, I speak in Croatian.
Yeah.
So the cat speaks some kind of fusion language at this point. Marvelous.
Ah,
I wanted to say marvelous. How do you say
yeah.
maravillosa? Maravillosa.
Maravilloso.
Maravilloso.
Yeah, marvelous. Yeah. Mhm.
Love it. So,
Yes.
Irene, thank you so much again for taking on this labor of love and to let everybody know, even though I know a lot of people don't like buying books on Amazon, this is the most cost effective way we can make it available to you is to go on the Amazon purchasing site in your country. I have the link in the comments. I'll put it in the replay link where you can get this book. You can also contact Institute for Creative Mindfulness if you should want to order it directly from us, but you'll probably get it to you quicker and cheaper if you go the Amazon route. And from the beginning, it was my intention to make this book available as cost effectively as possible. And we've been able to do that. With this edition, the print book is still only $15. The Kindle
Mhm.
version is only, I think, like $9.99.
Yeah.
So and one of the reasons I wanted to do that with this book is the reality, being aware of the reality that so many people who want to access therapy in general, especially a more specialized modality like expressive arts therapy, it may not be available in your area, it may not be affordable to you. So in this book, I've attempted to give you the safeguards to do this on your own if you need to, as safely as possible. And it can exist in concert with therapy that you're doing, or it might be an exploration that you engage in independently, especially if you're not able to access therapy. So please use it, please pass it along. And Irene, thank you for making sure we can reach an even wider audience with this work.
Oh, mi
Gracias.
placer. No, gracias.
So once again, the links, and Irene, you could say this in Spanish if you want. The links for ordering are in the comments, and we'll
Ujú.
also make them available in the notes if you're watching this on the replay.
Ujú. Sí, el libro está ya disponible en Amazon, aunque sabemos que algunas personas no les, ¿verdad? Prefieren auspiciar Amazon, pero es la manera que tenemos para hacerlo más accesible. Y el enlace está en la parte abajito del video, en el post de Facebook.
Bueno, gracias.
Ah, un placer.